Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've been reviewing some of my previous videos and I'm thinking I have been awfully rude. I've been awful. I've been so rude to a point that I'm actually questioning why you guys did not call me out. Hindi naman ngang out, guys. I haven't been introducing myself. I guess I have like a huge following of friends, relatives, and colleagues on this channel that I forget that there are other people that are probably meeting me for the first time, or other people that are going to meet me for the first time in the near future, because you're online, anybody can subscribe to your content and stuff. So guys, please receive my most sincere apologies. Igama lami uNontoveko Duma, and I am a lifestyle vlogger or YouTuber. So yes, I recently joined the YouTube space with a core purpose of just letting loose and just being a better version of myself and just expressing myself. Good. So guys, firstly we're gonna talk about the previous video, ball story time. So guys, we didn't exactly get into that in the previous vlog because I feel like I was recording that vlog simultaneously to the story time, so I couldn't exactly review some of the comments because the comments were not there, and also these videos were like posted quite close to each other that we did not get time to read comments and comment on the comments. But I'm glad that was the case because I've given it some thoughts and I'm just like, no, we're not gonna comment on comments, we're not gonna review anything, we're not gonna do anything. So from me, it's really to tell you that that video that we posted on Paul was the last time that you guys hear about Paul on this channel. We're not going to focus on one person who's done enough damage. We're not going to give him another platform. We're just going to move. And also guys, this is a lifestyle channel. Me talking about someone, how is that lifestyle? Very gossip. That sounds like a gossip column. We're not about gossip here. Here we wanting different ways to make income. We're looking for budgeting tips from somebody who is a financial and commercial graduate. So that's all we're doing here, and we're just looking for reviews of restaurants and all the other places that I'm going to take you to. We're not going to talk about people. So whatever comments or whatever opinions that you had about that previous video, go with it, Mtase. If you want to add 2 cents to that story, add and go with it, flow with it. I think we're done with that story. So yeah, today's video we are going to be covering my different streams of income, which I can only hope can cool. So I've got my laptop here and I've made notes on some of the things that I want to talk about. Cool. So firstly, we're gonna start with the why did I decide that I needed multiple streams of income? Cool guys, so in 2020 I enrolled for my master's degree. Guys, ngumaster, I mean, are you guys aware that I am a master's graduate? Ngumaster. That's why I call on, if you follow me on Instagram, I call myself Master Nantobeko. That's because I have an entire master's degree, and that's on period. I will take any given moment of time to gloat and brag about that master's degree because boy did I go through it. I went through hell when I was doing that thing. Anyway, back to the story, the backstory. So when I was doing my master's degree, I enrolled for my master's degree in 2020. Again, my best friend got me into doing that. We were actually supposed to do it together, but yeah, life happened on her side, and so I ended up doing it alone. So I enrolled for a Master of Land and Property Development Management with specialization in property valuation. at the University of the Free State, and that's on period. Dim lawyer, master. Cool. So I enrolled for that in 2020, and I was working at the time in Howick, where I stay currently, and I was working as a property administrator for a property company in Howick, which I'm not going to mention. And I mean, the job was good. I was getting a bit of experience in terms of property, which I was studying, so it was good. And also it was close to home. It was my first job close to home, right? So it was yeah, I was happy, I was content. And when I started my master's degree, I don't think anything prepared me for the hardships that I went through. Yeah, I went through it, guys. That's why I brag so much about that degree, because boy, it was trying to box me. It tried to end my life. Yo, it actually didn't try. It did box me. It boxed me so much. Cool. So middle of the year, COVID hits and stuff, and things changed. A whole lot of things changed, and I felt so overwhelmed. I felt like I couldn't study and work at the same time. So I had an option of quitting my job, resigning, and then I thought that's not a very good impression, especially because I had just under 3 years of working experience at the time, fresh graduate from university, and resigning J was not so ideal. And also, I hadn't saved much for a resignation anyway. How was I gonna live? And another thing is that when I started my honors degree at UKZN, I did my honors degree at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. When I started, my mom called me and she said to me, "Mama, we love you, okay?" And I said, well, Mama, I know. And she said, "Unfortunately, my love, we're no longer going to be able to pay for your fees." Because I was self-funded, guys. My parents are both government teachers, so there was no way I was going to get any funding. So my parents funded my education. So they told me that this is the last degree we're ever going to fund in your entire life. We've funded your junior degree, your bachelor's degree. We've funded your honors degree. We're definitely not funding your master's degree. So I was paying for my master's degree. Minalo. I was paying for it. So quitting my job was not as ideal, because how was I going to pay for tuition? How was I going to pay for block week? How was I going to pay for exams? Because when you at postgraduate level, you have an option of writing an exam at an examination center near where you are, instead of going to Bloom, all the way to the University of the Free State. You can just write in Pietermaritzburg, which is where we wrote. But these things are not free. You have to pay. So luckily, the really hard levels of COVID hit, and I was kind of forced to work from home. And because we were working from home and there was not a lot of income for us, the property, I think we were one of the, I remember the sectors were introduced slowly. It was a really I think they started with the retail shops, your Pick n Pays. I don't think they closed anyway. So, and then they introduced schools, and then they introduced many other sectors, and we were there, bottom of the barrel. Bezilla, pants. So we were introduced last, and so obviously upon reviewing, I guess, the financials of the company, they thought they could no longer afford my position, and so therefore I went through retrenchment. You'd think I was sad about it. No, I wasn't, because it was my biggest wish. I needed to quit my job so that I can focus purely on my studies at the time. And so yeah, I got a what do you call it, quite a handsome package, quite a handsome retrenchment package. And so I was able to push me how so that was able to push me until the year ended, right? And so yeah, because I balanced everything like right. Everything was just set. I knew that I had to spend this much this month until the year ended, so I was able to cover the entire year tuition plus my personal needs such as relaxing my hair and all of that. And then I was able to register for the following year with that package that I got from my previous company, right? So when the year started in January, I was like, okay, the package is iyaphela. What am I now going to do? And so I started looking for opportunities online. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I started looking for opportunities online, and I saw I think her name is Nosip. I can't remember her handle. She was basically telling us about the different things we can do to earn money online. And one of the things that really caught my attention was teaching English as a foreign language. Cool. Teaching English as a foreign language. Initially, I thought I would go to China. And then I'm just like, China and leave my parents. If you know me, you know how close I am to my parents. There's no way in hell, even in heaven, I would leave them. But maybe I would, because I was able to survive boarding school. Maybe I would. Cool. So I then searched on the company because I think she spoke specifically on italki, which is the company that I work for. I teach English as a foreign language on italki. And then I searched the company and I saw some of the requirements that they had enlisted for their positions. And that was basically a bachelor's degree, which I had. They needed a TEFL certificate, which I didn't have. And they needed, I think, like a testimonial from the school that you worked at, or I don't know, some written thing about your experience as a teacher, which I did not have. And they also needed like a video for me to record a video of myself. And yeah, so I thought, okay, let's start with the things that I do have. I gathered my bachelor's degree, took it to the police station for to be certified, and I took my, what else did I say I had? Yeah, it was basically the bachelor's degree. And then I did the video. I recorded the video, which I am probably going to insert. No, I won't. I'm gonna give you the link to my profile on italki, so you can go watch it there. Maybe I might just insert a short clip of it. And I then started I did the TEFL certificate. I think it took me about 2 weeks to complete it. And then when I gathered those documents, I submitted my application, and voila, I got accepted. And then we went through like an induction section where they basically were explaining how the platform works and who we needed to contact if we had issues and payments and all of that. You know how it's like you know, I'm sure you've been to an induction before. You know how it plays out, right? Or us. So we did that, and it was chilled. It was, yeah, everything was pashish. It was on point. Cool. And then I started working. So I think I've touched on the requirements. It's basically a TEFL certificate. It's definitely your CV. It's your bachelor's degree certificate, right? You need that. No, they do not take a BTEC. They do not take a diploma. They do need a bachelor's degree, right? That's for the professional teacher. So that's the process that I'm going to be telling you about, because I work as a professional teacher. I know there is an option to be a community teacher. I'm just not too familiar with it. Cool. And so I started working. And yeah, oh my god, when you first start working, I feel like they direct some of the clients to you, because I had a huge following of clients that were coming my way, guys. Hi, boom. I was booked and busy. The girl was booked and busy. I think I had about 6 7 students each day. So with italki, you set your own rates according to the type of teacher that you are. If you are a professional teacher like myself, if you've got a bachelor's degree and a TEFL certificate and the things that I've just enlisted for previously, I think I'm going to write them down on the screen as well. You if you have that, your rate cannot go below, okay, for a trial lesson, your rate cannot go below $5. That's like, I'd say 95 South African rands roughly. Can be less, can be more. No, definitely not less, can be more. And then if you are if that's for your trial lesson, and then your normal lessons, they cannot go below, I think, $10, and that's roughly 190 South African rands. So yeah, I was a professional teacher, so I was charging for a normal lesson. I think at the time I was charging $12, and yeah, for a trial I still am charging $5 even till this very day. So yeah, and then I started working with those rates, and I think my first pay, I worked for like a month with the same clients, and more clients actually coming my way. People of different ages, really. I had a lot of adults. I think I attracted a lot of adults, but well, that's what I thought at first. But as time went by, I had a lot of kids, and I struggled with kids. I really did. I think I've well, I don't know, maybe, I guess it's the confidence as well, because though I thought I struggled with kids, the kids that I thought I struggled with would come back. So, and yes, but I had a whole lot of kids. I had a balance of both kids and adults, basically. So with kids, obviously, if you, like, I don't know, if you're 5 years old, you probably don't know English that much. You probably don't even know your own language that much. So you really need to do a lot of work when it comes to children, teaching children English. You do a lot of work. So I had to have puppets. I needed posters. I needed to prepare lessons that had sound and music, because concentration, and also you need to understand that the concentration span of a child is short. So you had to do a whole lot of exciting things, but equally incorporate learning within that excitement, you know. And so yeah, that's how that went. And then with adults, I enjoyed them. I still feel like that was more of a therapy session. You're just having a conversation with your therapist. It's so therapeutic, I must say, because you talk about everything and anything. You could talk about a broken heart. You can talk about a failed relationship. You can talk about politics. You can talk about the sun, really. You just come up with the topic, and all they just want you to do is to talk to them. And if there are mistakes or errors in their sentences or words, you just correct those. But all they just want you to do is just to have a conversation. So I enjoyed those a lot. Like I said, they quite therapeutic for me. They really are. And then there are some that came in for interviews. So if somebody was going to an interview and they wanted you to prepare them for an interview, so you'd basically prepare a set of interview questions and ask them. If they don't answer in the way that you would expect them to, you basically correct them. And yeah, so those are really once off. Really, those are once off where you're just gonna meet them for those 2 days that they book for an interview. And then that's cool. Let's go to payments. Payment, like I said, I was charging $12 for a 60 minutes lesson, and I was charging $5 for a 30 minutes lesson, which is a trial. And I had packages just to attract people and have like a more sustainable income. You know, when you know that somebody has a package, it's more sustainable because you know that that person has 10 lessons for a week. So you kind of know how much you're gonna earn, right? So those are the best. Unfortunately, the rates have to be a bit low for packages because that's how you attract them. You offer discounted rates for bulk lessons. So yeah, the packages were a bit less, like I said. So a lesson would be a $12 lesson would cost 10 US dollars for the sake of the package. And also, I think, I'm not too sure. Yes, no, I am sure. So the portal italki, the platform, charges you an amount of 1.5 US dollars for basically using the portal. And because people book you through them, and you can even have a lesson on the portal. They have like a Zoom thing there. But yeah, I didn't like that much the doing the lesson through the portal. I mean, it helps. It's got a whole lot of advantages, but I didn't like it much because iyahlupa, guys, like internet wise. I don't know if I don't know, iyahlupa. So I always just do my lessons on Zoom or on Teams. Cool. So I guess we've covered that part. Where do we do the lessons? You have an option of doing it on the portal, like I said, on the italki portal. You have another option of doing it on Zoom or Teams or even on Skype. Yeah, you can even on WhatsApp. I've done lessons on WhatsApp even, but that's obviously, you can't give your number to somebody that you just met. They're not going to be as confident as well. But when you have formed a relationship and sinyazana, you're comfortable to give them their number. Then yeah, I've got 3 of my learners, if not 4, no, 4 of my learners that have my number. So yeah, and we've been together since when I started, like 2020. Yeah, so it's okay. I gave them my number and I have theirs. So every time they want to book a lesson, they just WhatsApp me first. Hey, Millicent, are you available for a lesson? Yes, no, maybe. And then they book. Cool. In terms of booking, you have to come out with your own, what do they call it? Time. Like, they give you options. I think they give you 4 options. You can choose a window period of 12 hours, which means that if people want to book you as a teacher, they need to give you sufficient time. They need to give you 12 hours so that you can prepare for the lesson. And then you've got another option of 6 hours, another option of 2 hours, and there is an option for instant lessons, which cannot be missed. You cannot miss an instant lesson. Once you miss the instant lesson, that privilege is taken away from you. Cool. I think we all just dying to hear how much do you earn. It varies really. It's not the same amount every month. When I started off, like I said, I had about 7 students each day, and I was charging that rate $12. I'm actually going to insert it, but I made just over 16,000 rands for that month. And then the following month, remember, the thing is, the first month when you start, it's almost as if the platform directs the clients to you. But then as time proceeds, you need to retain them. Retention is so hard, guys, because some of those people that I met in 2020, there's only 4 that I'm still in like conversation with till this day. All the others are gone. So yeah, cool. So the second month, I was now on my own. I don't think the platform was directing as many clients to me, and so I made less than that. I probably made like 10,000. And then yeah, ganjalo, depending on obviously the number of people that you managed to retain and others that you managed to attract. It all lies in your ability to speak, really, and your good reviews. And now you'd never go back to somebody that you didn't understand too well, or you felt they were blabbing, or whatever the case may have been. So yeah, guys, the application process is easy. Like I said, you go onto the platform italki and you just apply, just write application to be applying to be a teacher on italki or something like that, guys. And then they're going to tell you the requirements, and then they're going to give you an option to start your application. You start your application, you upload your documents, and then you're going to have an interview with them. If they're happy, then they're going to set your profile up. It's going to be live. You're going to be given an option to set your profile up, and then it's going to be live for everybody to see. And then you'll have that induction, and then yeah, you'll be good to go. You'll start making money, guys. Let's not sleep on money. There's a whole lot of money that needs to be made. Remember, guys, English is like a medium language. It's one language that most people understand. If ungasazi isiZulu, surely you know isingisi uma ukhuluma nomuntu ongasi umZulu, yabo. So yona, it's one of the common languages that most people speak. So there's always going to be a demand for teachers. So just get that, all the documents that they need, line them up, send your application, do a good video, and I don't think you'll come across a problem. So if you have more questions, I don't know, that video felt very short for me, but if you think there are things that I left out that you wanted to fit in, that you wanted me to fit in, just comment on the comment section below, and I'll be very happy to address any of the questions that you guys might have. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for subscribing. Please invite your friends, your family members. Let's grow this family together, guys. And I'll see you in my next video. It's definitely going to be that vlog. I thought I'll amalgamate that vlog into this video, but looking at how much I've spoken already, I don't think it's going to be possible. So let's just do 2 separate videos. I'm gonna do that vlog at the Knoll with something else. I'll see what I'll fit it in. Okay, I already know what I'm gonna put in that vlog. It's my birthday gift, actually, to myself. My mother and I spoke about this, but I feel like, Mama, I'm gonna have to go against your words for this one, because one thing about my birthday, I will celebrate it. So yeah, guys, so that Knoll video, I'm gonna fit in a birthday gift reveal. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for the love once again. Have yourselves a blessed rest of the day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
1 minute.
No worries, take your time.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, so it's much better now. I can hear you more clear.
Okay,
Clear.
cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait for you to settle down, and then we can start, okay?
Okay. So could you repeat your question?
Sure. So I just did a short introduction of myself. My name is Millicent, and I'm from South Africa, and I just wanted to know more about you. Do you mind just telling more about yourself?
Okay, my name is Sivanil.
Mm.
Okay, I'm from Brazil.
Wow.
And I am an engineer.
Okay.
It's electrical or electrician engineer.
Okay.
And I am 41 years old.
Sure.
And what else? I'm married, have 2 kids. One is 8 years old. My daughter is 18 years old, and my son is 5 years old.
Nice. Lovely
And that's
meeting
it.
you.
I live here in Brazil.
Pardon me?
Sorry. No, I said I live here in Brazil. It's in Cuiabá. It's close to the rainforest.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's lovely. I've had so many students from Brazil before, and the one thing that they have always taught me is that Brazil is really famous for coffee. Is that true? Do you guys make good coffee?
Yeah, that's true. We usually produce a great coffee that we export to all over the world.
Okay. Okay, that's lovely. That's lovely to know and lovely meeting you. So, as we continuing with the conversation, I can already pick up that you speak quite good and fluent English, and I'm just wondering, why are you needing my lessons? What is your intention? Do you want us to focus more on business English, and why exactly are we here?
Well, I'm gonna try to explain my situation for you.
Mm.
Well, in 2008, okay, 2008, I moved to Ireland, okay, to Republic of Ireland in Dublin, and I lived over there for 1 year. And I came back to Brazil in 2009. And so long I haven't spoke or practiced English. So I want to get back to practice or to improve my English.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna travel to USA next year.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take my kids to Disneyland.
Wow.
And next October, 17 and 19 of October, I'm gonna do an interview in the embassy, in the American embassy here in Brazil. So then I'm gonna have to tell.
Hello there. My name is Millicent Duma. I am 26 years old. I am originally from South Africa in a beautiful city called Howick, which I hope you will visit one day.